Hey everybody, welcome back to Spyro 3 Reignited!
Holy shit, it's so late, you guys. It's Midnight Mountain.
This actually, I will say right now, I wish midnight looked like this where I live.
Yeah,
it's
nice.
Midnight, anywhere else, midnight is just dark.
Thank you, light pollution.
Yeah, I mean that's the gist of midnight. It's the crack of night.
But this place looks so much more mystical.
It's magic.
Yeah, welcome to the final hub. And as always, with my exorbitant amount of wealth, I'm going to go liberate the last animal friend that we have.
Oh, that's right. They got rid of the platform in the distance.
No, the platform in the distance is actually still there. And
Is it?
You know what? Knock on wood. I realize now I'm so.
Oh,
mad.
there it
It's
is.
right up there, yeah. And you know what? Knock on wood. I'm so mad at myself that I forgot to show it off. But so for the longest time in the actual classic Spyro 3, you could never go up there. It had like some stuff up there,
three extra lives up there, but you can
no
never
one knew how
access.
to actually get up there.
There's no whirlwind.
not-
There's no platform
Right.
higher above it.
And it wasn't until this game, and I forgot what the unlock requirements are, but in Reignited they finally do give you a whirlwind that will take you directly to that island.
They do?
I think it.
Yeah.
I want to say that involves a wall that you get cracked through.
If not that, then 100%. But yes, in Reignited, Icky, they actually put it takes you all the way up to the very tip top of the sorceress's like tower, right out the roof, and it sends you on a gliding path right to that island. And you know what? As far as that, I appreciate that they gave us a little like closure with that.
You know what? Let me
like
look
that.
this up.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it. Reignited, Midnight Mountain Island.
Hey there, Billy.
Billy, why you gotta
go and do that?
Why you gotta be like that, man?
Why you gotta be stupid all the time? I teach you so much, and it retains nothing.
after all the milk I gave you.
I'm not even. I'm gonna stop right there because I know I can't do a
attempted.
Billy impression.
I know, me neither. And Icky, you just saw it.
I'm watching it right now.
Yeah, they did it.
Yeah,
they
it goes so high up.
It does. It keeps
Yeah.
going. And I'll just put it over there on the side. Why not? So, yeah. So that is, it's something you unlock. I want to say either after being the sorceress or after 100% or something, and it lets you go finally to that mystical island. And
Make a note.
Again,
Make a note of that later, Logan, because I notice you've been skipping out every time you say you're gonna do something.
Really?
Yeah, it's been kind of a bad habit, dude.
Oh no.
That was honestly really cool.
I could have sworn I wrote it down. Hang on, there we go. But yes, I appreciate that they gave people closure with that regards.
Hey, buddy.
Because otherwise you had to just use no clip and stuff to get up there.
I'm not your buddy.
Now we just need one more pupper for the Airbud movies.
Yay.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
I'm not your guy, friend.
I'm not your friend, buddy.
That is still like...
Spork.
Say what you... I enjoy... I think it's
Sparks?
so good. I love it.
Shirking off on your job again, I see.
Okay,
Again, it's
I
so...
am really sorry, Icky, but the
Oh,
call.
oh, and actually, we barely shown up, and we can already beat the game if I wanted to.
Just like in Spyro 2.
Once I've opened it, you can confront the sorceress.
But I'm not gonna
whenever you're
do
ready.
that.
But be careful.
But she's like, but the sorceresses give me 45 more minutes.
These
I'll
dragon
be here
realms shall.
eventually, don't you worry.
These forgotten realms must be cleansed.
But Spyro is a cleansed.
I am the
Scrubbed clean.
After you scrub all the floors of the Dragon Kingdom, then we'll talk about the sorceress.
Oh, Icky, you missed the lamest passion project of mine I've wanted to do for a while. I finally finished.
did I?
2 years worth of trial and error just for that.
Oh, for that dragon right there?
No, for
Not for that one,
Zelda's adventure.
Oh,
Zelda's Adventure.
by the way,
was,
you got the gems behind the
Yep.
haunted tomb. Okay.
Yep, I'm 100% complete.
Oh.
Time to go free my bud.
Let's go
Let's
free
go
a
free-
monkey.
Let's go free our monkey friend who just can barely reach his gun.
Moneybags, you're not pointing towards the monkey, you're pointing to your money. That's not a monkey, that's a bag.
Monkey? Money!
Oh, there's a key in there. Anyway, I'll be quiet for this little start of this cutscene, I think, because Agent 9. I love he's reaching for his blaster just out of reach. Anyway,
That's a nice detail that they added for the remake. I think.
Anyway, he has quite a lot to say.
He's fun.
Thanks, Spyro. Ooh, say, you ever see a bear dance?
Jeez, 20 years later, he's still got it.
No.
This is the original actor.
Yes.
Well, it's your
That's actually incredible.
Who is the original actor?
Oh. And off he goes. He's packing heat. Anyway, here we go.
Quite a dancer, isn't he? Not much stamina, though. Too bad I had a lot more ammo left.
I still love that.
Thanks.
It's a fun little.
I just wanted to say, huzzah! Yippee!
I just wish there were more to do with him.
Yeah, no, you get him so late in the game. And
Yeah.
I feel you, Spyro.
Can't get a word in edgewise.
Spyro's mood there is my mood right now.
You bet.
We all are Spyro.
I mean, technically that was my mood last part, but let's not dwell on that now. Let's head on over to his laboratory.
For
Out
those
in
who-
the middle of the ocean.
For those who say that they are secretly Crash Bandicoot inside, no, you're Agent 9 and you're gonna like it.
So yeah.
What was that? Did you
I mean,
see
he's
our
okay, and again, I will argue that whenever they use him, they at least do a pretty decent job of giving you different shooter genres to play with, but,
Next thing you know, your whole island will be
he kinda, they introduce him so late in the game, they don't really give a chance to do much with him.
For what's
Granted,
worth,
I
though, they
think nearly every stage in this world gives you an Agent 9 mission, except for Desert Ruins.
right. And I do believe for the Reignited Trilogy, they do slightly update his gameplay style to be a little more,
have taken over the entire
A
island.
You know,
lot
true-
more
You stop them before
easy
they
to control.
destroy all my
yes.
Well, it's definitely a lot, it definitely feels a lot nicer. And actually, at this point, is the closest that, it actually controls very similarly to Deadlocked now that I think about it. So,
Also,
yeah,
he
yeah,
moves
I'm
way
not-
faster in this version of the game.
times. Try
Also true.
shooting these dummies to get warmed up.
Also, yes, the professor is back. Say hi, everybody.
I prefer
Hi, everybody.
Amongst them.
Professor Steve
will-
Hype.
And don't worry, everybody. I still remembered my pencil.
I
I'm
find it
holding it
so
right
weird
now.
how the lasers you shoot just bounce off of stuff.
Oh, I love it. It actually is a lot more helpful.
Especially
Yeah,
when it ends up shooting enemies.
I will also give him credit. The way they handled all of his animations for strafing and walking around, because I can't imagine it was easy to make that look smooth without the kind of
In the
being
year
stilted.
2000.
Unless you do what Secret Agent Clank did and pretty much rotate his entire lower body while he's strafing.
Ugh,
That was cheap.
I don't like that game.
Using my left
We don't.
cheek.
Oh!
So,
And yes.
as far as Agent 9 is concerned, I don't entirely know exactly what his deal is, but apparently he's some sort of, like, well, agent that works closely with the professor, or if not that, he might be some sort of... He might be the result of one of the professor's crazy experiments.
Honestly, it's up to interpretation, but I absolutely don't forget these. This
Yeah.
level can get very dickish about these guys.
They hide them very well.
Admittedly, I
Now-
really like the music for this level.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
it's pretty
awesome.
good.
It's very nice. Classic Copeland.
It's a very interesting piece since it works on like an unconventional time signature.
Oh, I mean, I guess you know. I suppose that would fit. That would fit. I mean, that would fit Agent 9's erratic behavior. I mean, you know, I could see that. I don't know. I wish I had stronger feelings about Agent 9, but he's just not my favorite companion.
Well, it's because you
alright,
don't
but
really
it's
play
like-
as
the
him
big-
as much as the other characters.
I mean, it's also the matter of fact that this is like one of only 2 times I can think of you actually control him naturally.
Yeah.
Right. Everything else is going to be a new gimmick tied to the gimmick.
And I mean, it goes without saying, he pretty much was like the progenitor of what would eventually become the gameplay style for Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, which and in that regard, oh, we gotta go into sniper mode to snipe some Rhinox.
You gotta shoot them
And that
before
re-
they shoot you.
And in that regards, I will say that I do appreciate what Agent 9 like laid the foundation for, because I'll just say that, not for nothing, I would love if Insomniac one day went back to maybe work on another Spyro, but I mean, we got Spider-Man, so that's gonna
And
be a big
Wolverine.
one. And Wolverine. Oh, I completely I completely forgot. We got a freaking Insomniac Wolverine game in the works, which I'm really looking forward to. Actually.
Yeah,
I
want to
learn.
learn. Well, that's the
We
thing.
got a
Like,
trailer for now.
well, then not even a full trailer. It was just a teaser. But like, I'm considering how well they did with Spider-Man. I'm really curious how they're gonna handle Wolverine.
Right. Oh my gosh, that'd be like that could be that. Depending on how they handle it, it could really be Marvel's answer to Arkham.
It could be.
In terms of at least in terms of combat and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he is probably like the closest between the two. He's be the closest to Batman style fighting than Spider-Man would.
Yeah.
Oh no, not
the
birds.
My least favorite kind of bird.
The undistinct variety.
The bird.
Yes, Iki, they do in fact stink.
Yeah. Also, it's really funny how you shoot these guys in the original, because for whatever reason you could... Yeah, like, you see how they kind of go in like a T-pose when you shoot them?
Yes.
Kind of.
In the original, they just end up as, like, T-posed like, featherless birds. They, like, hop up and fall.
Huh.
Like, they're not even animated. They just... It's really funny.
Of all the things I immediately remember of Agent 9 is that I know he did return for Season of Flame. And
As
he...
a side character.
That's right, yeah.
He had his own sections which were literally like 2D run-and-gun sort of games.
Yes, I remember that. That would not the birds and the machine.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah, I remember that now. And I forget. I don't know if we ever did a look at or if we ever were planning for it. Did we ever plan to do anything for the season's games?
I mean, if push comes to shove, I wouldn't mind trying them out as look-ats.
I wouldn't mind.
I definitely have some. I do have some.
You know what game I wouldn't mind us taking a look at for the Game Boy Advance Spyro games?
What's that?
Spyro Attack of the Rhinox.
Ah, the third of the isometric Spyro games.
Honestly, the
I
best
don't know
of
if I
them.
did that one.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I hadn't. I'd only played Fire and Ice. I hadn't played the Rhinox one, and I played the wonderful Spyro Orange that one time.
Ugh.
But
I was about to say, since actually, hold that thought. I will be right back.
Okay.
cool. Then yeah, back to you, James. So doing this look at, because I don't know if I should combine them, because not for nothing. Okay, so the games aren't bad as far as trying to put Spyro in a handheld form at the time. It does the job decently enough. It's just
your mileage will vary considering it is an isometric platformer.
it's an isometric platformer, so every level design.
And I'll
is
definitely
more or less
say
just a maze.
against the first game, it wouldn't be until the sequels where they would better pan the camera to whatever direction Spyro is moving.
Oh, because I remember also making a lot of blind, like, leap of faith jumps at times.
Yeah, Season of Ice was rife with that shit.
Depth perception is a bitch.
Yes, it was. And so in that case, yeah, okay. Then I'm glad that I'll have to double check. I may go back and look at Attack of the Rhinox later.
I like how the fodder in this level are just beakers.
I mean, honestly, if we really have nothing better to do in terms of Spyro, because who knows whenever we're going to get a proper Spyro 4, if we want to actually, put the effort in, we could honestly try doing with the GBA trilogy that we did with this trilogy.
Just do one. You know what? I'm fine with that.
Like, you could tackle Season of Ice, I could tackle Season of Flame, and then Nikki could tackle Attack of the Rhinox.
If I
Depends
could
on
get
how,
Game Boy Advance emulator going, yeah.
Oh, come. Oh, that's like the easiest one to get working.
Is it though?
Yes.
It really is.
Okay.
It absolutely 100%. I will fight you right now. It is.
And technically, we can't get in trouble for it, because who sells GBA games anymore?
Only Steam. And Nintendo don't like that. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that. That was technically not... They technically didn't really have the right to that, considering it's just the emulator.
Right. No, did you hear about it, Icky?
Hear about what?
So the Steam Deck recently finally released. And
Are you
it's
talking about
actually
the Joy-Con drift problem?
No.
No.
So hear me out. So the Steam Deck, which is Valve's response to basically a Nintendo Switch kind of thing.
Yeah, I know.
Hang on, I gotta load this up. So the first thing that people have noticed is that number one, it's actually it plays pretty well, pretty solidly, and the second thing people immediately realize is so it runs off of a version of Linux that allows for very open-ended like programming and formatting, and people can host all sorts of different software on it. So what this now meant was it has actually, the Steam Deck, since it runs like a computer, depending on how well the emulator normally runs, it runs emulated games remarkably well. So with this, it is actually possible to take Nintendo Wii games, PlayStation games, N64 games,
Xbox games.
and to an extent, because of Yuzu, you can get Nintendo Switch games on the Steam Deck. There we go.
Lovely.
Which again, we do not condone that unless you actually own the game itself.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. Emulation itself is not illegal. Owning ROMs of games you do not own and do not dump yourself is the problem. That's where the controversy Nintendo's launched themselves in is right now. Is as of March 4th, 2022, they were actually shutting down a lot of videos that were not showing how to get ROMs. It was just showing you, hey, on the Steam Deck, you actually, it's as simple as a single press button. Like, they basically have their own app store, and people have put the emulators right on the app store with one-click easy update and download. It's actually pretty awesome. And the other cool thing is, so similar to the Switch, the Steam Deck has its own put the monitor to sleep mode thing.
Oh.
So that also is compatible with the emulators just fine. So now there's a lot of neat things to it, but Nintendo, of course, was very upset about being told, hey, turns out our biggest competitor not only can play Mario Galaxy at a higher frame rate than our own 3D All-Stars collection could, but it can now emulate all of our games right around the time the Wii U and 3DS eShops are about to close.
Lovely.
Silencing most of those games legally forever. Let's go to
Which,
Crystal
what
Islands.
the hell, Nintendo? I thought you guys were cool, but no. Anyways, I just wanted to mention something before we get into Crystal Islands. There is a skill point you get. You could get in Agent 9's lab by bombing all the palm trees.
I remember that.
I remember
Also,
that
the
being
music
annoying
for
'cause I had
this
to keep
level is fucking freaky.
Also, I love how this world is literally inhabited by midget magician Fozzies.
Yeah, they do look like Fozzies. Me, for the freaky thing with Icky, it's the damn beavers for me.
Oh, the bat beavers?
They look freaky with their eyes.
Yes, they do. But really, the music for this level
Look
wakes
at
me up
that,
quite a
and
bit.
you tell me there's a god.
There is a god, and he made that as a joke.
Just look at
At
that.
Come
your
on over here, buddy.
expense.
Come over here, buddy. I won't bite.
Much.
I don't like it. And you also have to deal with, and the water is not even safe because now you gotta deal with octopi.
Straight from Sunny Beach.
Die.
But yeah, for some reason,
Ow.
for some reason, the music track used for this level, it has like a fucking scream that plays
What?
throughout, and like a siren noise.
That is eerie.
It is very eerie, and I don't like it that much. I do like the level though.
The level itself is fine, with one exception.
It's a gorgeous
Yes.
aesthetic, I gotta say.
Oh no, I love this whole crystal mine kind of thing. But
Well, it's
yeah,
not even a
it
mine.
is-
It's that all these floating
Crystal World.
islands were basically corrupted by the magician's incompetence.
Right. So the crystal realm and stuff, I like that. But the mini games that you'll find here.
Hey, you
One in
remember
particular-
Final
one in
Fantasy
particular.
9? Why don't we
What?
do that?
One in particular is the bane of my fucking existence.
I remember
does
being
it,
there with you.
Does it start with an S and end with an I'd?
What?
Mm,
No, the slide is fine. Actually, I don't mind the slide.
It's the other one.
It's the other one. The one involving our big brutish friend with a nice vernacular.
The great Zamboni.
Hey.
Yeah, sorry it took me a while to get back. Mom actually finished dinner and I was just digging into it.
Ooh, delicious.
Oh, that'll save us a little bit of time to record the rest of this.
Now here's
And-
the weird thing about this. Those gem platforms are only temporary. To get them
Yeah.
to spawn again, you just
Any-
talk to the guy.
Anyway, real quick, I wanted to get back to the topic I was actually about to bring up, unless you guys kind of talked about it while I was gone, in which case I'm going to be really redundant here. But
What's
when
that?
when we were talking about other Spyro games to cover as look-ats, I was actually going to make the suggestion to Logan that because he seems to have like a bigger history with it compared to everyone else in the group, you could probably look into doing a look-at of Shadow Legacy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
I could do
DS
that
game?
too. Yeah, I did not mind it.
I did.
I had no
at
goddamn
all.
idea what I was doing in that game.
It's a quest adventure game.
Fantastic Frederico.
I mean, if we are to do that game for a look at or otherwise, we should at least make sure to tackle like a Hero's Tale first.
Yes, yeah, that does make sense because Red does play a part in that.
Technically,
game.
Shadow Legacy is a sequel.
Yes.
Which is really weird to think about, because it doesn't play like a
No, it's not weird to think about.
Well, because it has the... Because it
The fact
borrows
that we
a
got
lot of...
the fact that we got 3 Elijah Wood Spyro games is weird to think about.
Well, I was about to
there's
say,
that
like, the big reason it's considered a sequel is because a lot of the assets from Hero's Tale are recycled in Shadow Legacy.
Right, and
Was
again,
there a DS
such
version of Hero's Tale?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Actually, was oh,
There
was
wasn't. There wasn't. Well,
Oh, you mean
as
the
far as
Game
I'm-
Boy Advance port.
There was. A Hero's Tale was only on consoles,
And Game Boy Advance.
not a
I
game,
don't think
not Game
so.
Boy Advance.
I'm looking it up just because yes, Blinks does return. I think Blinks returns in
The
Shadow
mole.
Legacy.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But double
stinky
checking now.
mole guy.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
no.
was. Oh, yes. Hero's Tale was only GameCube, PS2, almost said PS2,
PS2.
and Xbox.
Huh.
Those are the only consoles that had that magnificent gem of a game. Of a game.
I mean, I got it on GameCube.
I got it on Xbox, and my Xbox hated it.
Don't know.
I got on
Actually,
nothing.
again,
It got indigestion from Hero's Tale.
Did you ever? Were you ever? Oh, hey, money
Did
bags.
you know I happen to be a very
I love the comment he makes if you deny him money
My
here.
specialty is
What does he
the,
say?
amazing
Don't make me angry, Spyro. I'll turn you into something like a blue hedgehog.
I need a small donation.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For my expenses,
That's funny.
you understand.
Well,
There's
gotta
also
pay
another
him 'cause
instance
I'm-
where you refuse to pay him somewhere and he's like, "What are you saving all those gems for? Another sequel?"
Lucas, Zigglety's in. Make this bridge get long again.
That doesn't rhyme. Or actually, wait,
No,
Zen
he
again.
tried,
For a
he
minute.
tried. He
For a
tried
minute,
a
I
lot
thought-
better than the frickin' haikus.
Okay, my thing is that, like, I thought he said Ziggity Zeg instead of Ziggity Zen. That's why I said it didn't rhyme.
Oh,
And yeah, go figure. Bear, the dumb fat bear was lying all along.
It was all it was ever again a lie. But I mean, again, so Hero's Tale, yeah, I know we want to try and do that as a commentary. We just need to make sure it works well. Would you say again? Would you say that the GameCube port of it was still fine?
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
Okay, then
I'd say
I'll
it's
just
the
do that.
ideal version to play.
Really?
Yeah,
What brings that up?
because the GameCube was a lot more, like, I guess you could say, well-defined.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
mean, your
Yeah,
mileage will vary depending from game to game, but I definitely remember Spyro playing perfectly fine on GameCube.
Then
Yeah.
then we'll just use Dolphin for that sucker. I mean, we will absolutely acquire and find an aged-old capture card capable of handling.
Logan, Microsoft's not going to care if we pirate games or not.
That's right. I'm not pirating the Nintendo Spyro game.
Well, actually-
I'm pirating the Xbox game on
Funny-
GameCube. It's totally different.
Actually, funny thing is that, like, I meant to say Activision because I want to say they still had the rights at that moment, but it's like, well, I guess to be fair, Microsoft and Activision at this point are
And
the
it's
same
honestly,
party.
honestly, it's weird you say that though, Hi, because I definitely remember Activision being pretty protective over Spyro to the point where they up and did drop down a few cease and desists for certain fan projects.
But at this
Didn't
point,
they
they really
fight?
deserve.
Didn't they? Oh, here's the slide. Didn't they fight Universal at one point? Like they wanted the rights. Or...
Honestly, I'm not even sure, but I just remember that it's primarily because of that why we had that one Zera game.
Oh, that's
But
right.
yeah, it's just...
But
now
hey,
that you're worth-
I'm still looking forward to Zera. Is that fully released yet, or still demo?
I think it's still just a demo.
Ah well.
But yeah, I
This
was just
slide
gonna...
is very slippity slidey.
Just don't hold forward, otherwise you'll speed up.
No, you
just
won't,
take it nice
actually.
and slow.
But yeah, just
ahead,
going back to that statement of like, oh, they were actually really protective and they should send out some cease and desists. I just imagine like Activision just doing that. It's like, if we're not gonna make a new Spyro game, you people aren't going to either. It's the rule.
Not that. I thought they were gonna be super defensive. Like, okay, we did it like one time to 30 people at
That
once.
doesn't give you the right to make a Spyro game. Only we can make Spyro game.
Y'all ever wonder what happened to that one interesting Crash 2D fan game that was at Sage a few years ago?
Yeah, me
Yeah, the
neither.
2D animated one, right? They got rid of the hand-drawn like animated Crash game.
I don't know if they outright got rid of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if all the news breaking out of all the cease and desist for all the Spyro fan games, deterred them from doing that with Crash as well. Because They're probably about as protective as Crash, especially considering they're still using it.
You know
Are
what?
they,
It's
though?
really, they must be really
Oh, we need a
selective.
key.
They must be
I'm
really
pretty sure
selective.
they banished all of their staff to the Call of Duty mines, so...
Maybe. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're about the Activision thing. While we don't, we're gonna talk about this for a second, but finish your thing first, Hype. Please finish your thing first, Hype.
I don't know. It sounds like these guys want to vent for a little bit.
Well, he can vent later,
can
like he
rent
just
it
made that
later.
silly face. He can vent it later. Go
can
ahead.
vent
Hype. Finish your
about rent.
statement. We'll start over here in the smashing hall.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All I was gonna say is that like they must be really selective about which Crash fan games they want to be pissy about, because as far as I know, they haven't taken down Crystal's Wrath, and that's definitely one of the more ambitious Crash fan games I've seen.
I mean, for all I know, they probably didn't take it down. They were just wary, is all.
Okay.
Or, they're just waiting for the
welcome.
right moment to strike.
To the amazing Randini's performance.
Fuck
Randini
this.
is not a very amazing name.
You look like
And neither is this minigame that we're about to intake.
Yeah, just...
You like whack-a-mole?
But be careful. My friends are
This mission can fuck right off.
So the problem that we have to face with is it's unfortunately threefold. Number one, most of these gophers or moles or whatever
They look
are
stupid.
faster. They are faster, as you just saw, unless you can catch them off guard. Number one. Number two, you're on a timer.
A
and
pretty,
you don't
a
wanna
pretty
hit-
strict
and you
one at
don't-
that.
And you don't want to hit the wizards, or else I think that's also game
If
over.
you
or
hit
ju-
one of
or
the
just-
wizards, it's a fail.
Yeah.
And number three, the camera.
Oh, the camera is so bad for this version of the minigame.
Yes.
At least in the original was top-down. Here it's just like, why?
Oh yeah, no, top down would have been so much nicer because it happened for me too. I'd be aiming for a mole, and that right there was a super freaking risky move because there could have been a wizard there, and I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
I want
Which,
to ask.
can I ask
like,
a question? Why the fuck are the wizards just running around?
They're technically trying to capture them as well. It's just that they're not really doing a
getting
good...
in the way.
They're not good at their job, Icky. Also,
Okay, then they're not
somehow I
amazing.
got it first freaking
Jesus,
try,
you
but
lucked out.
do not mistake that. That is a stupid minigame, and I dislike it. To the hills and back.
also,
But
I
the
was
fracture-
gonna.
Whoa! Did
Yeah,
you hear
all
that
I-
magic sound?
Yes.
Anyways, continue, Hype.
I was about to say, like, for that particular mini game, is it like randomized how and when exactly they generate like the moles and wizards and whatnot?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
well, in that case, I just must have had good luck because I don't remember this particular compared to some of the other ones that we've seen, and even compared to some of the Devil Dam Speedways. I don't remember having that much trouble with this mission.
Well, you got lucky, my friend, because I have always had a miserable time with this minigame.
You knew how to plan ahead better than I could. And okay, now we have thieves in the plains again.
Admittedly, I find that minigame a little bit more funny, if frustrating, than frustrating. Only because in the original, whenever you hit like one of those gophers, they make like whenever they fall over, they make a sound that just sounds like a hard thwomp onto like a hardwood floor, and it amuses me greatly.
Max. Oh, and there goes
It's
the plane.
me.
Hey, Mex.
Hey, what's that? Freelance dragons.
Actually, that's another thing that I'm surprised we didn't talk about covering. Like, now that we have the capabilities of VR, that means we're gonna have to do that Sam and Max VR thing eventually.
Ooh. Where's Will?
I feel like there has to have been a will that we saved earlier in this game.
If we did, then okay.
What a time for Logan to flake out on us, especially when we brought Mitch to do that one Sam and Max game that he, technically
Logan,
doesn't.
what are you doing running into the dynamite?
I'm showing off how you can get all the gems all at once. if
Yeah, but
ran
you can
into
also
it.
flame it and have it go off on a chain
And I
reaction
have
and
to
be more
save
satisfying.
time, Icky.
No, it's,
Because it's so much fun, Icky.
it's so much
Sorry,
more fun not to have sparks take your damage.
Who's the one that's
I'm sorry.
losing? Who's the one that keeps losing a million brain cells again?
I'm sorry. I kept the only reason why I remember that is, have you ever seen that interview with freaking what the
What the
hell's his
hell?
name?
Whoa, whoa.
There's an invisible wall there. I don't get it either. What's the name of that director who did like Pulp Fiction and
Quentin Tarantino?
Django? Yeah. Did you ever see that interview with him and that like concerned parent or whatever on Fox or CNN or whatever. Like, she's all like, I want to say her name was Janice or something like that, or Jan or whatever, and she was like, don't you feel like ashamed of the violence that your movies portray, and like why must your movies contain such vulgar and extreme acts of action and content? And the only thing he could say was, because it's so much fun, Jan. He just sassed her back so hard, like, because it's cool, all right.
I would have asked,
like,
why are you showing this to your children?
Right.
Yeah, seriously.
He was watching Pulp Fiction at age 7. Anywho.
And meanwhile, the kid's like, hey, I'm not complaining. It just means I got a cool mom.
It just is that's all it has to be.
I want a
Thank you
big
so
kahuna
much.
burger when you get home, mama.
Thank you so much, and join us for part 14 as we continue more Midnight Mountain.
Wow.